I also sense a lot of motivation and dedication. I think there's a story that, like, when you listen to one of the couple of demos of your first early hits, they were going to be tossed in the garbage at one point, right?
This is true. This is the funniest story, actually. My mother worked for the last 10 years of his life, a very legendary, prolific director named Billy Wilder, who discovered Marilyn Monroe. And I used to say, gosh, Mom, can you please introduce me to Mr. Wilder? And she'd say, you're a cheerleader. And I'd go, but Mom, one day I know I'm going to be successful in this business. And she said, But it wasn't until I became a choreographer that Mr. Wilder said, I'd love to meet your daughter. And he was kind of grooming me to become a director. At the same time, my mother was telling Mr. Wilder, I think she's going to put the directing thing on hold because she wants to make an album. And they were very disappointed in me. But my mother's young assistant then walked up to my mom and said, Miss Abdul, my boyfriend's an aspiring not singer. My boyfriend's an aspiring songwriter. My mom said, who's he written for? She goes, well, nobody that's notable yet. And can I submit a song from him? And my mom said, sure. I got a call from my mom 2 days later saying, are you still coming over? Because every Thursday I'd go over for chicken and rice-a-roni. She said, you still coming over? I said, I'm coming over. She goes, oh my God, Paula. I got this demo that my assistant submitted to me. It's the most god-awful thing you've ever heard. And I don't know what I'm going to tell her. And I went over for dinner, and she played this cassette. It was recorded, it was like an 8-track recording with someone plunking on a computer and singing notes that I've never heard of, like in between notes. It was strange. And we were laughing and crying, and my mother threw it in the trash can. And I dug it out of the trash can, and I said, there's something really cool about this song. It was Straight Up. And it was crazy because I was almost done with my album, and I begged the record company. Now, how am I going to beg the record company? And I have this demo that doesn't sound really good because it's pretty inaudible sounding. And I had to play it for them. I didn't have time to demo it. And they just looked at me and kind of went, are you crazy? I said, no, I really believe in it. Please let me do it. And, at that time, the label said, okay, well, we'll give $2,500 to record the whole thing. Literally, this guy, Elliot Wolf, genius, looked like a cross between Steven Spielberg and Woody Allen, with big glasses, but a genius. He was studying to be a nuclear physicist. Here I am at a studio apartment recording Straight Up in the shower. The funniest thing is when I turned into the record label, they said, oh, look, it's a B-side. I said, okay, well, great, because he wrote another song for me called Cold Hearted Snake. And I'm not kidding. This time they gave him $5,000 whopping. That changed my life. And what happened was, when the album was first released, the first several thousand, like 100,000 copies, you couldn't do anything, but you can't change it. But I'm saying this because in the recording, master recording, you could actually hear someone doing this and Straight Up. Shut up. Because I was recording it in the shower. Oh my God. But the craziest thing was a song that was not meant to be, but a song that I heard, something special, ends up on my album. And that was the song that went crazy. I'm at a station in San Francisco, a P1 station called KMEL, really believed in that song. It wasn't a single, and started playing it every half hour. And their sister station, Z100, started playing it. And in a matter of 7 to 10 days, that's when people are going, Paula Abdul, and I'd think, are they looking at me, or who's saying my name? But that's what happened, and it was started with Straight Up.